Hey, what is going on, guys? And today I've basically decided to do an updated tutorial on villager breeding in Minecraft, and that's simply because obviously in the 1.8 update all the mechanics have changed around, and the old villager breeding systems no longer work. So I'm going to be showing you a design here today. This design is by Drakart, and I'm actually going to leave a link to his video in the description so you can check that out too. I really like the design. I had a look around at different designs on YouTube, and this one kind of stuck out to me as just an all-around good design. Firstly, because there's no redstone involved, which is always a plus for stuff like this, and secondly because it's just rock solid and it's guaranteed to work. And yeah, so that's basically it. It's also very simple. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get yourself some materials. So any building block, you're going to need a bucket of water, lily pad. Yes, I'd suggest getting a lily pad. Seeds, any type of hoe, it doesn't really matter. And I've only got a spawn egg to make it easier, and this is just to get the right villager. But you're going to need to get an initial villager, and I'll explain about which type of villager you're going to need. But we'll just get started here. So first thing you want to do is make an 11 by 11 square. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so let's just carry this on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and just connect it up. And then we need to build this 3 blocks tall, and that'll basically be the first layer done. Now, some of the mechanics that we use in this are similar to what you would use in a pre 1.8 villager breeding system, but yeah, there's a few different things within this that I will explain. So firstly, you'll see that I had wheat there. Now originally, when the first 1.8 snapshots came out, the only way to get villagers to breed was to trade with them. That obviously kind of made automatic breeding systems impossible, because you'd have to trade with them. Oh, you also need doors, by the way. Forgot about that. But yeah, they changed it around so that villagers will now breed if they are fully fed. Now, basically by fully fed they mean they've had bread. So yeah, I'll show you in a minute how it works, but let's just place these doors here. I don't think it matters if they're open or closed, but if you're going for aesthetics, I'd suggest just making them closed. And you just want to put these around the outside. Then there's just, whoops, that was strange. I think that's it. And then also you just want to, around the edges of these, you want to block it off like so. And then we just need to put a small roof over these doors, and this will now be classed, this area within here is now a village. We've got quite a few doors here, so we'll be able to create quite a few villages before you need to empty it out. But I can imagine if you've got one of these going around running at all times, it gets filled up, you just empty it or kill some of the villagers or whatever you need to do. So yeah, and as I said, I've slightly changed his design for this. I just thought it was a little easier to do it this way. So yeah, obviously you're going to need 2 blocks here. Then let me check. Yeah, that's right. You want to do this, and this is essentially just a way of getting the villagers. Oh yeah, there is actually a little bit of redstone, but it's not. Obviously, it's just a piston, not actually needed for the farm. But it's just a way of getting the villagers out without breaking blocks or anything like that. And then obviously the villagers can't get out, and when you want them to get out, you'll just open it up, push them up the stairs, and you're ready to go. You can kind of set up an arrangement for what they do when they get up here after that, but that's basically it. So the first thing you want to do, let's get rid of, oh whoops, got rid of the water there. Let's just get rid of that because you don't need it, and dig out the floor level. Now first we're going to just replace this with dirt, just normal dirt. And we'll put a water source in the middle, and then we can go ahead and hoe that land, and it'll just count as it'll just be a little farm. Now at this size you only need 1 water source, which obviously it's not too big of a deal if you need more than one water source, but whoops, but it's quite cool that it works this way. I wouldn't suggest making this farm any larger, because obviously the water source thing, which isn't too big of a deal, but it also just keeps it nice and compact. You can hide this somewhere in your world, put it underground even. Actually, no, you can't put it underground. What am I saying? You do need sunlight hitting these doors, so just bear that in mind. Don't put this underground. Yeah, so just bear that in mind. So let's quickly just do this. And we're done. And then just find the middle block, which is there. Put some water in it. There you go. Then we're just going to go ahead, hoe all this land up, and then we'll essentially be done with this part. After, well, we just need to plant the seeds, and then the farm is essentially, well, this system, I wouldn't call it a farm, but this system is essentially done. The breeder is set up, actually. Oh, one thing, you do need to place a block here, because well, actually, let's just, if you see that if I plant, basically what these villagers are going to do is they are going to harvest the wheat, and that will fully feed them. And if you've got a gap under here, they're going to try and plant wheat under there, and they'll just get stuck, or they're going to try and harvest wheat that you've put under there. So firstly, what you're going to need, I said you need a specific type of villager, and it's pretty self-explanatory to be honest with you. You're going to need a farmer villager in order to collect this, because they're the only types of villagers, I believe, that will pick up the wheat and harvest it and replant. Now, one thing I'm not exactly sure on, but to be safe, you're going to want to have 2 farming villagers. So if I just show you in this one, say we have a farmer here and another farmer over here, so they'll both be gathering it. If one of these isn't a farmer, actually they do it anyway even if they are a farmer, say this guy for example who collects some wheat, he will then throw bread at this one in order to feed this villager. Now that in theory should make them both fed, and then they should breed, as you can see has happened with this baby villager here. However, it's probably safer to go with 2 farming villagers. Now you may be thinking, oh well, I'm only going to get farming villagers. You're not actually, because the baby's actually, it's just a random, it's completely random what the baby will be. So these ones, you want to keep the farmers in here at all times. If possible, you want to try and name the villagers. You can do that if they are young. You can name baby villagers when they grow up. So ideally, you just want to remember which villagers are the ones you want to keep. But yeah, this is basically it, guys. So you know, you got your doors on the outside. You got your little setup for getting villagers out, and then it's just a matter of getting the villagers in, which is easier said than done. I will tell you that. Obviously, I've just spawned these in, and it took me about 10 minutes per one because I couldn't get the right villager. But you want to make sure you get 2. To be safe, I'd say get 2 farmers in here. And if you want to, you can bone meal some of this up to speed it up. But honestly, then it's just a matter of leaving it. So I'm going to go ahead and get some farmers in here, and then I'll show you them breeding. So I'll be back in a sec, guys. Okay, so as you can see, I've got myself 2 farmers here in the setup. Took longer than I thought, but yeah, we got some farmers in here. Make sure they're farmers. They are brown ones like this. They're always brown, but there are a few other brown villagers like this, such as Fletchers and Shepherds. So you want to make sure you've got farmers. It will tell you here. If you want, you can trade with them. That should speed up some of the breeding, but obviously that would defy the point of having an automatic villager breeding system. So at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and bone meal some of this wheat, and then I can get to seeing if they breed or not. So yeah, just one sec, guys. And as you can see there, we finally have some hearts. The other one doesn't seem to be quite as affectionate to him, but it does prove that the hearts are there. Essentially what you just have to wait for now is for them both to be fully hungered. They have to have full hunger. As you saw, if you saw on that quick time lapse there, one of these villagers threw bread at the other and it actually missed him and he didn't pick it up, which means that he wouldn't have received the hunger from that. So essentially what you need to do with this is just leave it, really. It's a lot slower. I will say it's a lot slower than, as you can see, it's done it there again, but it's a lot slower than the older designs. But it's just something you're gonna have to deal with because there aren't really any quicker designs other than big elaborate ones and ones that require lots of redstone. This is a simple thing that you can just put in your world, forget about it, and you'll get a ton of villagers. And that's basically it. As you can see, this one's done a little bit better. We've got that one from before's grown up, and we've got another one. The one problem is that the two villagers can only have one baby villager at a time, and it won't have another. They won't have another one until the other one until the baby grows up, which is a bit of an issue. But as I said, it's just something you have to deal with. They like running around on here for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, that concludes this small tutorial, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you found this useful, a like is always appreciated. And if you have any criticisms or anything like that about the design, please feel free to leave it in a comment, and make sure to check out the true creator of the design. I'll leave his link in the description. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.